We learned a little bit here about how the transporters work. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty clever.
The biofilters would have caught any contamination during transport.
Unless it was something they weren't programmed to catch.
Can't happen. They don't recognize it, they filter it out.
What about the ion storm? Could that have interfered with it?
No. I mean, it shouldn't have.
And yet Mabenga's got 4 landing party members in sickbay. Anything else abnormal during transport you can think of?
Besides a landing party's atoms almost getting mixed up into a puddle of bioorganic stew? No. I can sense that expression, you know.
Oh, I know.
It is super fun. Okay, and Hemmer, oh, he's so annoying. Like, okay. First of all, first question is Hemmer, is he super confident? Is that a species thing, a Hemmer thing, or like an engineer thing?
I'm gonna say it's a Hemmer thing because like Geordi,
I hope so.
In TNG is not. He's not like this abrasive, egotistical thing. So I think it's Hemmer.
So I'm justified in disliking Hemmer by himself. Okay, but the point of this discussion was the biofilters. So there's some type of virus that got transported up into the Enterprise, and Hemmer saying like you can't get around the biofilters because the way that it works, it's a whitelist. It says you are approved if we recognized you, you're not. It's versus a blacklist, which is you're disapproved if we recognize you, or I guess also therefore by default approved if we don't recognize you. So very clever design.
Yeah, that's it. So if I can reiterate what you mean. So they don't have to have a huge catalog of all the problems that a transporter might encounter because they have a whitelist.
Exactly.
If they had to catalog every problem with a blacklist, anytime something unforeseen came up, it would get through. Right. The whitelist is the way to go. Okay.
Way to go. Very clever. Okay, and then Hemmer says that he's like this. He says an ion storm wouldn't do anything. He's the chief engineer, so he's very knowledgeable, very smart guy. But then Chief Kyle says other stuff, and Chief Kyle's like the specialist.
The ion storm is too strong. We try to transport them through that. Who knows when we get back?
Like,
Number 1 to Captain Pike.
You and Mr. Spock should find shelter until the storm passes.
So what's your question?
So my question is, who do I trust? So Hemmer is the chief engineer. He's super smart. He's knowledgeable and knows about all of the ship. But he's then there coming in strong, saying the ion storm won't do anything. Nothing. Not a problem. Ion storm shouldn't be a problem at all. But then Chief Kyle is the transport specialist, and he like does this every day. Like this is the thing that he is trained in. This is like the only thing that he does, as far as I know. And he's saying ion storm messes up transports. Like if you try to transport someone up in an ion storm of this degree, and you might get something not human, you might get a puddle of human or whatever. Right? And so who do I trust?
Okay, so I would trust Kyle, and here's why. Hemmer may know the overall basics of the transporter and how it works and how a whitelist is supposed to work. But we know in real life, like it is a whitelist for things that can get through the transporter, but it may be more complex and nuanced than just being a white filter or a whitelist. It's because, gosh, things don't work always as you want them to in the real world. So if Kyle has that nuanced understanding and Hemmer is just like, well, it's supposed to be a whitelist, so it's a whitelist. They may be... I'll go with Kyle, because he's going to have a much better understanding of the systems.
Gosh, even if Kyle doesn't necessarily know the theoretical reasons for how all the transporter stuff works, but he works the thing. Like, he knows how it works.
Yeah. So to me, and he does it every day. This is his job. He would know, like, he may not know exactly how it works, but he knows if I do this thing, it's not going to work right. If I do this thing, it works right. He may not understand exactly why. He knows the behavior. That's critical. So he's got boots on the ground, experimental understanding of
fingers
the
on the
situation.
panel. That's right.
Yeah. Trust Kyle.
Trust Kyle.